a brief introduction or the preamble. So let me invite my fellow panelists. The first speaker, I hope that Brigadier Rajapaksa had laid down a very comprehensive list of instructions, so we may have to bite by all given the time frame. So that's what also I restricted for 5 minutes introductory briefing. So the first speaker, Rear Admiral Dr. Suarno Thamrin. Sir, Rear Admiral Dr. Suarno Thamrin is the Head of Educational Development and Quality Assurance Institute of Indonesia Defense University. He was born on 2nd of May 1963. His academic background, well qualified, Doctor of Human Resource Management, State University of Jakarta, Master of Engineering Science and Engineering Management, Queensland, University of Technology of Brisbane, Australia, Bachelor of Management Industrial Engineering, Surabaya, Indonesia, and again Bachelor of State Administration, W.R. Supraman University, Indonesia. He has a background of key military training and education, graduated from Indonesian Naval Academy, Indonesian Military Human Resource Management Course, Jakarta, and basic scuba diving course, my God, super. Indonesian Disaster Management Workshop, Cobra Gold, Bangkok, Thailand. The Joint Command and Staff College, Bandung. Then Southeast Asia Regional Exclusive Economic Zone course, then Crisis Management. Yes, professional experiences as well, shrouded with many. Head of Educational Development and Quality Assurance Institute of Indonesia Defense University, and then Head of Medal and Honor of Office at Ministry of State Secretariat in Jakarta from 2014 to 17. Senior Staff Officer for Personal Assistant of Chief of Armed Forces. Then the Senior Staff of the Logistics, Senior Staff of the Personal Assistant Chief of Indonesian Navy. Then the Chief Engineer of Kambani Workshop. The Junior Officer Fatilla Warships. So he has a very wealth of knowledge, experience that you have gathered. So over to you, so President. Thanks. All the best.
Thank you very much, Chairman. First of all, the Honorable Senior Officers, distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today I will talk about post-truth. Maybe this topic is outdated, but in Indonesia perspective, this topic is quite important to be discussed. The term of post-topic is referred to as the most frequent used word, so it was named by the Oxford Dictionary as the word of the year in 2006. At least two international events marked widespread of the use term of post-truth, namely the election of Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and the release of the Great Britain from European Union or Brexit. To deal with the post-truth era, several literacies among community are needed in every layer. Indonesian literacy is still considered to be lagging behind other countries. According to the UNESCO, in 2012, from 1,000, only 1 people in Indonesia read seriously. Meanwhile, according to the Indonesian National Library, in 2016, there were only 25 people who read seriously. Literacy in question is ability to read seriously a book that need to be studied as reference material. However, the inability to learn and absorb basic things will continue to the inability to read information in the digital world, which is not all true. Regarding the theme, I divided my presentation as follows. The First is background, the second development of technology in the post-truth era, multiliteration in digital era, and concluding remark. The development of science and technology has encouraged renewing the use of technology invention in itself. Technology has a big influence on globalization. Globalization as a process indicated by a rapid development of science and technology so that it can change the world fundamentally. Today, globalization has been in the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Some characteristics of that Industrial Revolution are the digital world, big data, computerization, as well as artificial intelligence technology, as mentioned in the morning. Access to information is getting easier and making spread of fake news, which are available online media network. Information and data continues flow to fulfill the mass line, and it makes people become get hog spreader. There are at least two concepts used in measuring the characteristic of the post-truth era, namely false news and alternative fact. Fake news is information that is not based on empirical fact, while alternative facts are false news that is deemed true for certain purposes. The era of post-truth is a time when people tend to believe and depend on information. It affects some damages, namely the rejection of analytical interpretation of fact and data, blurring the boundaries between opinion and fact, increasing the influence of opinion and personal experience rather than fact, and decreasing trust in proven sources of fact. Based on this condition, three main issues that would be discussed are: some Indonesians are still below the standard education literacy, which causes lack in other fields including digital literacy, lack of infrastructure to improve the people literacy, especially in the digital field, and the government is still focusing on handling content, that it does not lead to the prioritizing of the strengthening literacy. In order to better understanding of post-truth, it is necessary to understand the current state of media and how to understand the era of post-truth. But this will be a stepping stone in determining the step to increase the multiliteration in digital era in the phase of the post-truth era. The role of the media, the relationship between the media and government often obscure the truth because information is used as a commodity to gain a certain interest. At least there are two kinds of media which dominate to produce any information, namely mainstream media and social media. We need to examine more deeply the existence of this post-truth epoch. The false news or hoax causes error in thinking and acting. However, due to the development of ICT, social media can no longer be blocked, and it is very difficult to prohibit its use. To solve this problem, we should improve the multiliteracy, which consists of 5 kinds of literacy, such as critical information literacy, digital literacy, the media literacy, as well as meta literacy. After analyzing the main issue of challenge to humankind in the face of new technologies, especially regarding to the multiliteration improvement of Indonesian community in post-truth era and digitalization technology, the conclusion for this discussion are: in supporting the national development in post-truth era, awareness of concept of defense and security is needed as a form of the multiliteration development. To deal with the post-truth era, where the rapid flow of information tends to be difficult to stem, promoting multiliteration to society, it is a necessity in order to protect people from misleading in thinking and acting due to the wrong understanding. Meanwhile, the recommendation promoting multiliteration massively to the public for thinking more critically, intelligently, and make them as the agent of truth in the post-era. enhancing the quality of education, especially based on the digital technology through both formal and non-formal channel by all stakeholders. That is all of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.